I would first like to thank everyone who has joined the 75th annual meeting of Day Air Credit Union. I would like to share a few housekeeping notes before we get rolling. So all lines will be muted except for those of the officials presenting tonight. If you have any questions throughout the meeting, please email them to annualmeeting@dayair.org. At the end of the meeting, we will spend some time answering your questions live. However, any account-specific questions will be answered one-on-one following the meeting. Please note, our team may edit your questions for clarity before sharing them live. Any unanswered questions will be addressed through email. For those we are unable to answer during the meeting tonight, we will be sure to follow up offline. Following our meeting, we will make a recording of this meeting and the script available at dayair.org/annual meeting. Please allow up to 72 hours for the video and script to be made available. At this time, I'd like to officially welcome Tim Brown, the chairman of your board of directors, to begin the meeting.
Good evening. I am Tim Brown, chairman of the board of directors of Day Air Credit Union. As chairman of your credit union, it's my privilege to welcome you and to call the 75th annual meeting of the credit union to order. The Supervisory Committee confirms that 450 members voted by proxy. Let the record indicate that there is a quorum for this meeting. I invite you to start with me in a moment of silence for all of our military men and women serving our country, and for all of the medical personnel and first responders and other essential personnel who are guiding us and keeping us safe through this coronavirus. Thank you. This year, we're providing the minutes from the annual meeting of April 24th, 2019, and the 2020 annual report to you digitally. You can find both of these reports on our website at www.dayair.org/annual meeting. I'd like to receive the minutes as written and have the record reflect that action. I'd like to introduce to you at this time the rest of the board of directors who serve on your behalf to set the strategic direction of your credit union. These individuals devote significant amounts of time and energy into serving you and to participating in setting the direction for the credit union on your behalf. I'll begin with the executive committee of the board. Al Bertliff, vice chairman. Helen Birdsall, treasurer. Deborah Solomons, secretary. Other members of the board of directors include Mandy Bingaman, Glenn Costi, Dr. Ralph Frasca, Ray Wagoner, and John Weckesser. Other credit union volunteers include Emily Grasso, who serves as an associate director. Brian Hayes is our chairman of the Supervisory Audit Committee, and Mr. Mike Conway serves on the Supervisory Committee also. This time I'd like to take just a moment to thank and to recognize Ed Kuhlman for his many years of service to the Day Air Board of Directors, and prior to that to the Supervisory Committee. Ed recently resigned from his position on the board. And over those many years that he served, he was an instrumental voice in the leadership of Day Air Credit Union, helping to grow the organization and to increase its impact in the community. At this time, I'd like to recognize the senior management team of your credit union. These individuals devote countless hours and effort to serving you, the members, and providing greater value to you. Bill Burke is President and Chief Executive Officer. Janelle Eichstead is Senior Vice President and Chief Experience Officer. John Theobald, Senior Vice President and Chief Lending Officer. Deanna Darling, Chief Financial Officer. And April Higgins, Director of Human Resources. Thanks to all of you for attending the annual meeting this evening and for your exceptional support and leadership of the credit union. As chairman, it's now my privilege and responsibility to inform the members about how things are going at your credit union. Pleased to provide an update on this past year and all the great things happening at your credit union. However, before I talk about 2019, I'd like to spend just a moment or two to discuss the ways that your credit union is responding to the coronavirus crisis. First, know that your credit union remains financially secure and very well capitalized. Your credit union is extremely well positioned to weather this storm and to continue to assist members in whatever ways necessary. As the coronavirus engulfed our nation a few months ago, your credit union acted quickly by enacting numerous measures to ensure the safety and the well-being of our members and our associates. We developed products and services to assist impacted members, and we recognized and reorganized some operating procedures to make sure that we could continue delivering essential services throughout the crisis. Bill will share more about these efforts in his President's Report in just a few minutes. Now, looking back to 2019, I'm pleased to report that Day Air Credit Union experienced another year of robust growth and prosperity. In 2019, your credit union provided a better banking experience for members by focusing on the mission of enhancing the financial well-being of all of our members. A few highlights from last year include: we welcomed over 7,000 new members and now serve more than 45,000 of your friends, family, and neighbors in the Miami Valley. We provided more than $173 million in new loans, helping individuals and businesses in our communities achieve their dreams. And your credit union grew its assets by more than 8% to over $425 million. And Day Air is now the largest financial institution headquartered in Montgomery County. We received numerous awards and recognition, including being listed as Best in State Credit Union by Forbes magazine. We were also listed by the Dayton Business Journal as a best place to work and a top 100 business in the Miami Valley. In addition to the ways that we've impacted the lives of our members financially, we're also incredibly proud of the many ways that your credit union gave back to our communities that it serves. In 2019, we contributed more than $50,000 in donations and sponsorships to organizations in the communities in which we live, work, and play. We provided more than $10,000 to those impacted by the Memorial Day tornadoes. And Day Air associates taught more than 80 financial education classes, including reaching out to over 1,500 people in the Dayton region. We once again participated in the Cares for Kids Radiothon, to which we have contributed over $164,000 in lifetime donations to Dayton's children's hospitals. Finally, we're excited to announce the renaming of Dare Ballpark and your credit union's new partnership with the Dayton Dragons. As we move forward, we look to the many ways that the ballpark will continue to serve our communities with entertainment, economic, and philanthropic efforts. On behalf of myself and the board of directors and the Dare management team, I'd like to extend our appreciation to you, the members, for your support throughout 2019. I look forward to the many ways in which the credit union will add more and more value to you, our members, and to continue to provide you a better banking experience. This time I'd like to invite Bill Burke, the President and CEO, to deliver his President's report. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Tim, and thank you for everybody for being here today. So here we are. We're not all together in the same place physically as in past years, but nonetheless, we are all together as member owners of Dare Credit Union. Dare is celebrating its 75th anniversary this year and still operates by the same principles, mission, and core values as it was born with. Dare exists to enhance the financial well-being of our member owners and strives for our members to trust us with all of your financial needs. Dare empowers associates to act with integrity and compassion on a daily and continual basis. At Dare, we believe that all members should be treated with the dignity and respect that each individual deserves. Dare is governed by our board of directors who have been elected by you, our member owners, to serve the best interests of the entire membership. Unlike a for-profit bank, our focus is on you, the member owners of the credit union, not on maximizing a return to stockholders. A prime example of this is the direct financial benefits we provide to you each year. In 2019, we provided back to Dare members over $5.3 million in direct financial benefits relative to what could be obtained at other financial institutions. That adds up to $254 in the wallets of each member household. Members who use the credit union for more of their household's financial needs receive much more value than that. Our mission to enhance members' financial well-being continues to be at the core of every decision we make. However, while our mission, vision, and operating principles have stayed the same, today feels different. It just doesn't feel like any other annual meeting that we've had. And in fact, the world feels quite different than just a few months ago. As you might imagine, and I hope you would expect, your credit union plans for events like this. Maybe not a pandemic per se, but we plan for business disruptions, for recessions, and for whatever life throws our way. We have tabletop exercises that prepare us for the high unemployment, changes in the interest rate, various disasters, and so on. We have reserves that we put aside for the mitigation of risk. We think about what kind of business continuity and interruption plans we should have in place. So please rest assured that at a time when there's so much uncertainty, the strength and stability of Dare remains exceptionally strong. We're extremely well capitalized, and our net worth is, in fact, far and above that of most other financial institutions. In short, your credit union is and will continue to be very well positioned to assist you in whatever way necessary. In the early days of the pandemic, Dare, like all other financial institutions, was deemed an essential business and was allowed to keep its doors open. However, the safety of our associates and members was and is of utmost importance to us, and we took it upon ourselves to implement numerous safety measures as an abundance of caution. We quickly moved a majority of our associates to remote work. This enabled us to protect the safety and well-being of all associates. We allowed those wanting and able to stay home and work the opportunity to do so, and we were able to provide safe, socially distanced work environments in our branches and offices for those unable to work from home. During the height of the pandemic, from late March through early May, we closed all of our branches to foot traffic. to protect the safety and well-being of both associates and members. While this unprecedented step was necessary, it was not taken lightly, and we worked vigorously to ensure that we continue to provide unrivaled service to you via digital, drive-through, and contact center services. We increased the number of associates working in our contact center to handle the increased call volumes and online chat volumes. We increased the frequency of our communications regarding digital services. And we quickly developed numerous how-to videos walking you through using various features of the Day Air app, like mobile deposit, person-to-person payments, mobile bill pay, and more. To make a long story short, coronavirus may have forced us to change the ways we operate, but it didn't stop us from being here to help members during this very uncertain time period. Speaking of being here to help, in addition to numerous safety measures taken to protect both associates and members, your credit union quickly took action to provide services and products to help all members impacted by the coronavirus. We began offering a Here to Help loan. This loan is specifically designed to assist members facing hardship quickly. It features no interest for the first 30 days and requires no payments for the first 90 days. We made enhancements to our Skip-a-Pay programs, including increasing the number of loan payments members can skip in a year and eliminating all fees normally charged. To date, we've had over 5,000 members take advantage of this feature in just the past several months. We waived excess foreign ATM fees, Skip-a-Pay fees, late fees on loans upon request during the past 3 months, and continue to work with impacted members on an as-needed basis in this area. We offered our members the opportunity to refinance any consumer loan held elsewhere to Day Air, and they would not have to make any payments for up to 90 days. Our mortgage team worked with impacted members to find payment relief solutions on an as-needed basis. We're a certified Small Business Administration, or SBA, lender, and are active in the Paycheck Protection Program, or PPP, loans. We've been proud to offer this service to many of our small business members, including sole proprietors and 1099 contractors. We're happy to share that to date, we've helped almost 200 of our business members with more than $6 million in funding. We're very, very proud to share that the average size of those PPP loans were just over $30,000, far less than the national average, which clearly demonstrates that we're here to serve those businesses that are often overlooked by the big banks. Additionally, all members were instructed to work with any impacted member to find helpful solutions that may not have been outlined in a specific plan. We emphasize that we're here to help, and that help may take shape in many different forms. We also did our part to give back to our community and those working to protect it during these uncertain times. As part of our ongoing response during the COVID-19 pandemic, we provided more than $7,500 in meals to local first responders. Working with area restaurants and food trucks, we were able to provide hot meals to police and fire departments as a way to show our appreciation for all they do. During these uncertain times, a lot of things have changed, but one thing has remained. Members come to Day Air for a place of integrity, a place that says, here's our values. Here's what we're going to do to adhere to them no matter what. That will always be here to help you in good times and bad. First part of 2020 will rightfully be remembered for the unprecedented pandemic that's undoubtedly changed the future of our nation. However, I'd like to take some time to address another happier event from earlier this year that will undoubtedly change the future of your credit union. On January 29th, we announced the naming of Day Air Ballpark as part of a 10-year partnership with the Dayton Dragons. For over 75 years, your credit union has been providing a better banking experience and enhancing the lives of all who live in the Miami Valley. Now we're excited to be partnering with the Dragons to make a more significant impact in the communities we serve. Day Air Ballpark will be a crucial driver of the continued economic renaissance of our region. And it'll serve as a reminder to all that when your money is with Day Air, it stays in this community, helping fund and support economic growth where you live. your credit union is poised for much more growth. We're in terrific financial shape. Our new partnership with the Dragons will help improve the financial well-being of current and new members by accelerating our growth. We're excited about this new partnership and the intangible and tangible benefits that Day Air members will receive at that ballpark, including early access, special pricing, exclusive events, and more. While opening day at Day Air Ballpark did not go as planned, and in fact did not go at all yet, we know that this partnership will provide immense value to our members and the future of your credit union. Whenever Day Air Ballpark can open to the public, we hope you'll join us for some fun, whether it's at a ball game, community event, or one of the many exclusive events that we'll be hosting for members. From the announcement of Day Air Ballpark to the events of the coronavirus, 2020 has been quite a roller coaster year so far. But rest assured that throughout it all, your credit union remains well positioned for a successful 2020 and beyond. Finally, I'd like to close with how proud I am to serve as the president and CEO of your credit union. I work with some of the most dedicated, engaged, hardworking, intelligent men and women in our community focused on delivering value to members and providing you with a better banking experience. Now I'm going to pass the meeting back to our chair, Tim Brown, to deliver this year's Treasurer's Report, Supervisory Committee findings, and election results. Thank you. Tim?
Thanks, Bill. Before I provide this year's Treasurer's Report, I invite you to take a moment to review the financial statement listed in the 2020 annual report at www.dayair.org/annual-meeting. In 2019, both total revenues and total expenditures increased. As assets increased, your credit union remained extremely well capitalized. We're proud to report that your credit union is indeed very safe and sound. To be true to our mission, we invest the savings account dollars of the membership or in the membership by providing loans to our members. 2019, the loan portfolio ended at over $338 million. Both deposits and loans grew as your credit union served the needs of borrowers, lenders, savers, and investors. The financial statement highlights the sound financial position and the strong membership base of your credit union. As we continue to leverage these assets, we're confident that our pattern of growth will continue well into the coming years. The Supervisory Committee is a team of volunteer members charged with protecting your interest as a member owner of Day Air Credit Union. 2019, the Supervisory Committee engaged the services of BKD Partners, a certified public accounting firm, to execute an independent audit of the credit union. We're pleased to report that the credit union's accounting records are accurate, the internal controls are being followed and are sufficient, and that the plans and policies enacted by the credit union's board of directors are being followed. I'd like to thank all of the committees and the volunteers for their leadership and for their dedication to the credit union. And at this time, I'd like the record to reflect that the committee reports were all received as presented. Finally, I'm pleased to share the results of the election of the board of directors. Following individuals were elected by the membership to 3-year terms on the board of directors: Mandy Bingaman, myself, Tim Brown, and Glenn Costi. There being no other business to address at this annual meeting, the 75th annual meeting of Day Air Credit Union is hereby adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you, Tim and Bill. I'd like to remind everyone that a recording of this year's meeting and the script will be made available at dayair.org/annual meeting. Please allow 48 to 72 hours for these items to be made available. We'll now spend some time answering questions submitted via email, and we do have a few so far. Please remember to submit your questions to annualmeeting@dayair.org. We're going to take some time to answer as many questions as we can while we're on here live, and any questions that we can answer will be addressed offline. Also, please remember that any account-specific questions will be addressed one-on-one. With that, let's open it up for our first question. And it looks like our first question is coming in from Hannah B. And she asks, is there any timeline when the UD branch will reopen?
Great question. I'll take that, Joe. That actually gives me a chance to scoop our marketing team, who does a great job, and they're currently hard at work coming up with some communication about that very topic. All of our branches closed in late March due to the pandemic, and 5 of the 6, all but the UD branch, reopened in early May. The UD branch didn't reopen because, quite frankly, there aren't many people back on campus yet. We've had a number of conversations with university leadership about how UD is coping with the pandemic, and they are sharing that that there's quite a few considerations to be had. They're looking at a decline in enrollment, a decline in revenues. We're obviously offering whatever help we can provide. In the course of those conversations, we were notified that there are more pressing needs for space in the space that we currently occupy at Marianist Hall, and thus UD will not renew the lease that we have there. We have a terrific relationship with UD. UD has had a credit union on campus for 51 years. Dayair is integral to the campus life there, serving faculty, staff, students. There's an awful lot of stories about the connectivity of the university and Dayair. One of my favorite stories is a young lady went to school there, found her soulmate. They got engaged. As part of that proposal, he said, comes with a caveat. You only kind of like your bank? Well, I love my credit union. So the deal is, in order to get married, we have to agree that all joint funds are going to be held at Dayair Credit Union. And he was a raving fan of his credit union. She is now also a raving fan of her credit union. Great story. Another one is Brother Victor Furlani and his class of students in the business school were charged with coming up with alternatives to predatory payday lending. That search led them to the credit union. Long story short, Dayair took the lead in having over 80 credit unions in 10 states offer a stretch pay loan. That stretch pay loan was used by people, instead of going to a predatory payday lender. Hundreds of thousands of loans were made to tens of thousands of people, saving them literally hundreds of millions of dollars. And those stretch pay loans, which culminated from the efforts of UD and Brother Victor, are still being made by Dayair to this day. So we have a terrific relationship that'll continue, but given that the lease terminates at year end, we decided we will not reopen that branch. We are engaging in conversations with UD to iron out details. Communication is going to come out to the membership in upcoming days, and we're discussing various ways to mitigate the loss of that physical presence. We will maintain and strengthen that relationship that we have. We'll focus on the digital channel. We do have a tremendous penetration in the UD community. Both UD and the credit union remain fully committed to extending that relationship and doing the best we can for UD. So hopefully that answers the question.
I think it sure does. Great job. So we have another question that came in from Mike S. And he asks, You mentioned your efforts to support first responders in our communities. Does Day Air do anything to support the underserved in our communities as well?
Yes, it does. As I think everybody knows, credit unions are structured very differently than a bank. Credit unions are a not-for-profit, member-owned financial cooperative, and we have what's called a common bond. Day Air's common bond is that we serve anybody who lives or works in the Miami Valley. And by anyone, we mean anyone and everyone. So all of our friends and neighbors are eligible to be served by the credit union, and that certainly includes the underserved. While we will serve anybody, no matter what their demographic, no matter what their net worth, no matter what their income, et cetera, we have a special affinity to serving the underserved. We are designated as a low-income credit union, and that was obtained because over half of our membership is low income, according to against the census records. We then further, a few years ago, applied for and received a designation as a Community Development Financial Institution, a CDFI. As such, we made a commitment to finance $10 million of first mortgage loans to low-income households within a 3-year period. We are now approaching the end of the second year of that period, and we are on track to actually make more than that $10 million in first mortgage loans, which typically would not be made by a mortgage broker or a bank. And so we're very much serving anybody and everybody. When somebody comes to us and they're say a high net worth household, we feel good about saving them a little bit of money or a little bit of time. But if somebody from the underserved area comes to us and we can say yes, that really, really makes us feel good, because that makes a huge difference in their lives. We are proud to go where many banks won't go, and we're proud to be a CDFI, a Community Development Financial Institution.
All right, thank you, Bill. We have another question that came in from Greg K. And he asks, what advantage does the sponsorship of a ballpark bring to the credit union? Wasn't this costly?
Great question. It's one that was bandied about in the boardroom very thoroughly before we made that commitment. The quick and dirty answer as far as the benefit goes is name recognition and brand awareness. As you might imagine, Day Air, as well as all companies, do its share of advertising. And in the past, we did an awful lot of guerrilla marketing types of things, where there heavy emphasis on word of mouth referral programs, heavy emphasis on people already using us to deepen that relationship and perhaps use us a little bit more. We are of such a position now as the largest financial institution headquartered in Montgomery County that the opportunity came up and we decided to avail ourselves of it. Again, the board did not take that decision lightly. It was thoroughly discussed and debated, and then decided upon that, yes, what we want to do is become larger. We want to utilize that name recognition, that brand awareness to attract additional members. With growth comes scale. With scale comes better abilities to serve existing members as well as new members. Along with the decision to obtain the naming rights of Day Air Ballpark, we changed our tagline. Our tagline is now Better Banking Experience. So the bottom line here is Day Air Credit Union is local. That is our primary value proposition. All the big banks are headquartered somewhere else. We're right here in Montgomery County in the Miami Valley, and we are proud to be supporting our local community. The money that's deposited in Day Air stays right here in Day Air, which helps our community. So we hope that this exemplifies the fact that we can, in fact, provide a better banking experience.
All right, great answer. And it looks like that is all the questions that have come in so far. If you have other questions you'd like answered, we will. You can still email us at annualmeeting@dayair.org, and we will address those one-on-one. And at this time, I'd like to conclude our question and answer period. And I'd like to thank everyone out there for attending our 75th annual meeting. It was our first virtual annual meeting. I wish you all a great evening and a good night, and thank you.